Hey, everybody, welcome back to LWN Network. I am Tammy Nation with today's headline hits for Thursday, March 6, 2025. We've got a lot of headlines to cover this morning or this afternoon, depending on if you're a lunch break or you just woke up and having breakfast. Thank you for joining me. And once again, a gentle reminder, if you guys could like, share, and subscribe this channel as we build it, that would be great. Also, somebody was reaching out to me regarding notifications saying they didn't get a notification on YouTube. Sometimes what you have to do is unsubscribe and resubscribe because YouTube does get glitches sometimes where it doesn't notify you. And that's been like an ongoing issue that they haven't taken care of fully and completely yet. So with that being said, I'm going to head into these headline hits for today. The first one hitting out of the box here today is talking about the U.S. Internal Revenue Service. They're considering eliminating 90,000 employees. If true, it would be just the latest in a long line of Department of Government Efficiency, the DOGE efforts under Elon Musk to challenge the deep state and make government employees both more efficient and accurate and accountable. DOGE's overreaching goal is to reduce the deficit by $1 trillion. That is a huge number, you guys, which has begun with mass layoffs at multiple government agencies. The plans to cut half of the staff is reportedly being discussed internally, which to me, obviously, that makes sense. They don't want it to get out there until it's a done deal. Last month, the IRS laid off around 7,000 probationary employees with roughly 1 year or less of service amid similar cuts at other federal agencies. The federal tax collector employs roughly 90,000 workers in total across the United States, according to the latest IRS data. And the organization is offering IRS employees, along with most all federal employees across the government, deferred resignation program buyouts. IRS employees involved in the 2025 tax season, however, were told earlier this month that they would not be allowed to accept a buyout from the Trump administration until mid-May after the taxpayer filing deadline. In addition to the planned layoffs, the Trump administration intends to lend IRS workers to the Department of Homeland Security to assist with immigration enforcement. And I absolutely love this idea. Trump has spoke about that before, and now it's coming into fruition. In a White House memo sent to federal agencies late February, state agencies are to develop a report by March 13th, so right around the corner here, on its reduction in force plans. Nothing sure on the timeline of the implementation of the changes or if the reports even will be approved. But Elon Musk has been chipping away at his goal of $1 trillion in government spending costs, and he laid out DOGE strategies during closed-door meetings in Washington just yesterday. The CEO gathered with dozens of GOP leaders for back-to-back meetings at the Capitol yesterday, where he shared updates on the progress of the Department of Government Efficiency, telling the roughly 40 senators that DOGE's efforts are saving about $4 million per day. He says they've already cut $105 billion in wasteful spending, which breaks down to over $650 per taxpayer. And Elon told the lawmakers yesterday that more is to come. So to me, all good news as far as DOGE this far. And then continuing on, finding lost money, abused money, cutting back. VA Secretary Doug Collins has found some big cash contracts to excel and get rid of. He reported we found nearly $2 billion in Department Vet Affairs contracts that we'll be canceling so we can redirect the funds back to the veterans' health care and benefits. Redirect it. Speaking in a video he posted on his Facebook page, Collins says, it's been fast-paced, and I've got some big news for you. And look, this is why we're talking about efficiency and getting the job done for veterans here at the VA right now. I've just been told we just got the first step of almost $2 billion. That's billion with a B that we found in contracts that we are cutting and we are saving now, that we can put back into healthcare benefits, making sure that we're doing the VA what it is supposed to be doing, and that's health and veterans benefits. I've been given this report so that we were taking millions of contracts and dollars in contracts to create stupid things like PowerPoint slide and meeting minutes, folks. If you don't know how to run PowerPoint slides, learn. It's a tutorial on your computer. You can go learn it for free, and it's okay to take your own notes. I found out coaching and training, millions in dollars in contracts for coaching and training. If you need coaching and training, that's what you have a supervisor for. And if your supervisor can't coach you and train you in their job, then I can tell you what, let me know and I'll come help you and we'll be ready to go. And he said, the last one kills me. It's dollars for executives. You know, I love you and I support you, but we can figure out how to do things on our own. We don't need outside people coming to help us with executive support. And more is coming out for you. This is just the first of the $2 billion. Let me tell you, we are putting money back into veterans' health, back into veterans' benefits. So don't let the nameless sources, even senators and House members who want to scare you in the media, along with the media scaring you, who want to perpetuate the lie that we are taking away from the veterans and the benefits, when we are actually taking care of the veterans like I promised you from day one. So there, and after as a result of that video that Doug put out, the media took that video as a way to voice concerns that veteran benefits might be targets for cuts. Doug replied to that ongoing campaign of falsehoods, which he warned when he put the video out. He said, I'm the Secretary of VA, and I'm telling you right now, that is not happening. The reality is veterans benefits are not getting cut. In fact, we are actually giving and improving services. He went on to emphasize that the Veterans Benefits Administration is clearing cases faster than ever and that VA remains mission-focused by doing what it is supposed to do. Collins addressed concerns about the DOJ efficiency and rumors regarding the access to veterans' personal information. He clarified that DOJ representatives at VA are reviewing contracts to ensure operations remain efficient and that resources are directed towards services for veterans. I am happy to partner with them to find things we need to get rid of so we can put the money where it belongs, back with our veterans. Collins reinforced VA's dedication to fulfilling its mission under President Trump's leadership and concluded his message with an assurance of ongoing transparency regarding developments in the VA. So that's very refreshing, because we've heard and we've seen the spin that the left is trying to put on this in these veterans. And we know that President Donald J. Trump and Doug Collins all love the veterans, both of them, as we Americans love our veterans as well. And that is not going to be happening. Trump, guess what? He's back into real estating again, everyone. Haha, this is a good one. President Donald Trump is proving once again why he's the king of slashing government waste and draining the swamp. In a blockbuster report from Bloomberg, the Trump administration has unveiled plans to unload a massive portfolio of 443 federal properties across 47 states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Properties bloated with bureaucracy, including the headquarters of the DOJ, FBI, and even the GSA, General Services Administration itself. The GSA disclosed a list of 433 non-core assets encompassing a mix of commercial spaces that currently serve as regional hubs for various federal agencies. We are identifying buildings and facilities that are not core to the government operations or the non-core properties for disposal. Selling ensures that taxpayer dollars are no longer spent on vacant or underutilized federal spaces. Disposing of these assets helps eliminate costly maintenance and allows us to reinvest in high-quality work environments that support agency missions. These properties span nearly 80 million rentable square feet, equivalent to 12 pentagons. The potential sale of these assets could lead to more than $430 million in annual savings on operating costs, aligning with President Trump's commitment to trim government expenditure. You're going to like this, among the high-profile properties listed are the headquarters of several major departments such as Justice, Agriculture, and Veterans Affairs, primarily located in the Washington, D.C. area. But this is what you're going to like. It's also including the Nancy Building in San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi, and the Dick Cheney Federal Building in Wyoming. The GSA even suggested selling its own headquarters as part of this plan. And also, just in this morning, Elon Musk's Doge has terminated the lease on the Obama Presidential Library Suite in sight. It houses around 25 million unclassified paper documents and 35,000 physical artifacts. And don't get all upset and let the left confuse you, because it was actually due to shut down later this year and move to a new location, which is being built. But Musk states that this is part of a larger cost-cutting strategy to terminate more than 700 federal leases, which he says will save American taxpayers $468 million. So like I said, don't believe the hype if the media or left come out screaming about the closure. It was scheduled to close later this year already, and he's just doing it ahead of time to save that kind of money. The next article we have is Trump has put violent rioters on notice, vowing the transparency he promised Americans goes beyond government and includes exposing the masked left-wing agitators who hide their faces to commit crimes under Democratic rule. All federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that allows illegal protest agitators. They will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to the country from which they came. And then the next article, a little quick tidbit here. An Obama-appointed judge grants permanent injunction reinstating Biden-appointed chairwoman of Merit Systems Protection Board, saying Trump doesn't have the authority to fire her. So another trying to Obama-appointed judge block President Trump and what he wants to accomplish for this country. The mission of MSPB is to protect the merit system principles and promote an effective federal workforce free of prohibited personal practices. Kathy Harris was appointed to the MSPB in 2021, and her term was set to expire March 1 of 2028, but Trump fired her last month. Judge Rudolph Contreras, with a history of anti-Trump bias, not surprised there, granted a permanent injunction restoring Kathy Harris's job after both parties filed replies. Trump's DOJ wrote in a notice of appeal last month stating, "Please take notice that the defendants hereby appeal to the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit from this court's memorandum opinion and order granting plaintiff's motion for a temporary restraining order." So let's see what happens like that, because we've seen a lot of these appeals that go against Trump and trying to stop him have been overturned and not allowed to continue. So we'll keep an eye on that. Next up, Trump also announced the creation of a U.S. crypto reserve, which he says will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is my executive order on digital assets directed by the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, SOL, and ADA. I will make sure that the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world, and we are making America great again. And I have to admit, I need to study more about crypto. That kind of stuff, XRP and everything, is confusing to me. But once again, whether we agree with it or don't agree with it or want to be involved in it, it is a fact that it is happening across this world and being put out there. And Trump, once again, wants to make sure that the United States of America becomes the top of their game and leading this crypto that is going on. So we have to be glad about that he's not ignoring it, that he wants us to lead the way. Next up, Maxine Waters is under fire. Guess what? She was caught funneling over $1 million in regulated funds to her daughter. This is probably the reason she's so against Doge, as she got caught. There's video of Nick Sorter, who is a podcaster on X, questioning her about it. And of course, she avoided making any comment. Nick also posted a video where he asked Elizabeth Warren, aka Pocahontas, how she achieved a $12 million net worth on a $200K salary, prompting a reply from Elon inquiring as well. As Elon announced in the Oval Office, Doge will be investigating public officials with high net worths and low pay. Nick stating that our government is finally listening to us and we are the media now. And we heard that eventually we would be the media, that the people and powers that be would be listening to us, the American citizens who are the street reporters now, having all the information, getting up and asking people questions, hardball, real journalism that has gone away for so many years. President Trump also released a statement stating government funding runs out next week and Democrats are threatening to shut down the government, but I am working with the great House of Republicans on a continuing resolution to fund the government until September. That gives us some time to work on our agenda. Conservatives will love this bill because it sets up cut taxes and spending and reconciliation, all while effectively freezing spending this year and allowing us to continue our work to make America great again. It is very important. Let's get it done. Another little tidbit here, House lawmakers voted to censor Rep. Al Green. Good news here. For his behavior during President Trump's address to Congress, we all saw that. He was an embarrassment to himself and his party. 10 Republicans, you guys, did join the Republicans 10 Democrats did join the Republicans in voting for the measure. During the vote, however, decorum was once again broken with shouting matches between both sides. Speaker Johnson was forced to call the House into recess after failing multiple times to quell the protests before he could read the formal censure out to Green. So that's once again taking care of business. And the last little article that we have here for today, this is very important for us to keep an eye on. And another avenue that he means business in, it's not just cutbacks, it's not just trying to refine things and getting things moving forward as far as business and money coming back into America, but it's about protection as well. Because President Trump announced that he put out one of the most serious warnings that at least I've ever heard go out. And he says this, Shalom Hamas means hello and goodbye. You can choose. Release all the hostages now, not later, and immediately return all of the unalived bodies of the people you unalived, or it is over for you. Only sick and twisted people keep bodies, and you are sick and twisted. I am sending Israel everything it needs to finish the job. Not a single Hamas member will be safe if you don't do as I say. I have just met with your former hostages whose lives you have destroyed. And I saw some of that meeting as well in video. And those people went through unimaginable, horrific and horrible things, probably traumatized for life. He says, this is your last warning. For you, the leadership, now is the time to leave Gaza while you still have a chance. Also, to the people of Gaza, a beautiful future awaits, but not if you hold hostages. If you do, you are DEAD. Make a smart decision, release the hostages now, or there will be hell to pay later. President Donald J. Trump. That was very strong, that was very direct, and it was very powerful, and it really felt good to have him stand up and give that last warning because he's given them enough. It's over and over. He is playing hardball now, just like he had to do with Zelensky, who is wanting to make a deal now. Listen, you have to be strong and direct sometimes for people to take you seriously. He's given people opportunities, but sometimes, they just keep pushing and pushing because why wouldn't they? In the last administration, they were able to get away with everything. And this administration is a whole different ballgame because we, the people, mandated for Donald J. Trump and his administration to cut through the lies, expose files that we've been wanting for so many years, cut back on government spending and the bureaucracy of it all, and return the United States of America to the beautiful, wonderful country that we all know that that she was and she can be once again. So that's what I have for you guys for Headline Hits this Thursday, March 6th, 2025. That is it for Headline Hits for the week. I will be back here on Liberty Warrior Nation Network on Monday with more Headline Hits. In the meantime, please, once again, if you can, give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow. Take care. God bless. Have a beautiful, wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye.